What's up, everybody? Big Herc 916. You're tuned into another edition of Fresh Out Prison Talk. I have with me here DJ Verrett.
What's up?
And back by popular demand, I had to have this brother back on the show. And man, we've been talking about some serious stuff off camera as well as on camera. But just to bring light on some things, man. One of the things that always it kind of blows me away is when we talk about our people and respect. And, I've had numerous people say, Big Herc, man, you talk as though you don't care about your own race, man. You something, you act like you a sellout, this and that. And I'm like, nah, I care about my race a whole lot, but do you care about your race? Mm. And what I mean by that, do you respect yourself? And see, in order to have respect, you have to show respect. And it just goes back to what you were saying. We talk about the community or caring about our people. But you just said you can go to Fox Hills and have on a particular color and somebody will hit you up that looks just like you.
With your kids. That shit kind of fucked up because
and you don't look like no youngster sagging out here gangbanging.
No. It's like back in my generation, if you were with kids, with the girl, with your mama, if you worked at a gas station, if you worked at a store, you were off limits. You see what I'm saying? And you were invisible, basically. You were untouchable. But how can somebody walk through the Fox Hills Mall and wear this color or that color while your kids at Wetzel Pretzel looking at pretzels, cinnamon pretzels, and you're standing right there watching, and the motherfucker come up who looks just like me, talking about where you from? This motherfucker just asked me this question right now. It's baffling. It's baffling that these people right here who don't look like me can harm me. And you ready to ride because they different from me.
Yeah.
You ready to ride because this person that don't look like me ready to ride, and we ready to ride on them because he put hands on me, whatever. You see what I'm saying? You see where I'm going? But then I can't walk down the street or there was a shooting the other day at Fox Hills Mall. And people that look like each other, look like me. And they're shooting in the fucking mall.
But DJ, do you see
it's like, do my life matter to you?
But even as we look at what's going on as far as in the community, or even like you said, going to the mall, when we listen to certain things, or our young people listen to certain things, everything that's directed as far as harm is harming somebody that looks like you and me. Yeah. Why? I mean, entertainment, I understand. You got to get your bag, whatever, but at the end of the day, why would you want to harm me, man? Because I look, why? Why would I just walk up to you and want to do something to you? Because why? You didn't do nothing to me.
I think that a lot of people, I'm gonna say people that look like you and me, it's a small majority that operates on a very, very low vibration frequency. There's a lot of us that operate on a high vibration frequency, but those that operate on a low vibration frequency, fear is the dominating force in that life. So when they see somebody that looks like them doing good, oh, you're this and you're that, but don't know you. Does that make sense? And so like my homeboy, last last Wednesday. He got a kid. He has a baby. He has a baby, an infant. He's an infant. It was on the news. Baby in the house. He runs back to his car. Somebody shot and killed him while his baby's inside the house. It was somebody that looks like him. And when I say that, it was somebody that was black. It hurts my heart because I know him, and he made the transition from this to this, bought his first home. Now he's a father now with his child. And because of somebody came and shot and killed us on the news last week. But
do you think that the young men, being that we were young men at one time, do you think that the young men who are participating in this type of activity, it's the lack of black male role models that is the void in this equation, or what do you see would be the determining factor in these young men going a different route rather than feeling like this is something that's normal? Because it's become normalized, man. Like it's just part of being, a young black male. If you kill another young black male, it goes with the game.
I think it's conditioning. I think conditioning has a big part of it. I've been conditioned to be afraid of you. You dig what I'm saying? But when that may be it or may not be it, but my opinion it's my opinion. I think it may be conditioning. When I was a youngster, I was conditioned not to like damus. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Because I grew up in this kind of neighborhood right here. I was conditioned not to like damus, even though my cousins were damus. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. I was conditioned to think and feel like that. So every time I see somebody that looked like me wearing this particular color, it was like, I gotta get them before they get me mentality, not knowing the long-term effect. I'm gonna catch a fucking life sentence or I'm gonna get killed. And I've been shot before. You see what I'm saying? And I think it's a conditioning that it's deeply embedded, it's bone marrow deep, it's deeply ingrained on the people that's operating on a very low vibration, a low frequency. So it comes out in the malls. It comes out when a man is going to his car to put his groceries in the house, and somebody sees that because it may be a fear thing. And I once operated like that before back in the days, but now I raise my frequency up, right? And it's still as a grown ass man today, when I see this, it's like it's discouraging. It's like ain't no coming back from that kind of stuff, man. But what can we do moving forward? I look at this stuff right here for one thing, I love the name of your show, Fresh Out. We got to be fresh out of that old ideas.
That's right.
We have to be fresh out of them old ideas and start these new ideas and have these fresh ideas. You see what I'm saying? So I think that's one of the remedies to that right there. And it takes cat like yourself. It takes cat like Big Hurt. Real talk, it takes cat like Big Hurt, because you have become a point of reference. For me too, brother. You a point of reference. And we need to duplicate that. And I always say, be the copycat and copy the right cats. I'm a copy you, Big Hurt. You become my point of reference because what you've been doing with Fresh Out, your show, it's reached millions, hundreds of millions of people. You see what I'm saying? So I think that the conditioning, you've been conditioned to do this part right here because you validated, dog. You validated, and I think with more of that right there and this realness, it'll come. And but that's the hard part of all that. It's this lifestyle. Dog, for real, on my mama, I never thought I was gonna be 25. I'm 50 now. Going to the penitentiary was a rite of passage to manhood. how distorted that thinking was. I've been to the pen. Nah, wish I'd never been there.
Yeah.
You know, I'm conditioned to represent this neighborhood. I don't own nothing in that neighborhood. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm representing it. Now it's fucking toxic wasteland. You know, we've been conditioned to that right there. You know, get this money. No, not long-term money, weekend money. That's all we were really doing.
Yeah.
You know? And so these youngsters, man, they're following that suit, but they're copying the wrong cats. They're copying cats who are actors. You know, I'm just saying, you know, if people get offended by that, so what? Excuse me, you know, but
No, I totally see where you're coming from with a lot of that, and a lot of these other platforms like to sensationalize the lifestyle, you know, Rico, got the Rico, oh yeah, I was on highway whoopty moving keys, and oh yeah, I did this on my ops, I got some shooters that'll do this. You think somebody want to go kill somebody for you and sit in the pen?
man,
Do you really think somebody want to do life for your dumb ass? Come on, man.
who tell motherfuckers they got shooters? Nobody. Killers don't.
That's what I'm saying. But that's the whole, where the real is, I got some shooters, all I got to do is make a call. Come on, man. Just like how you said it was a rite of passage. I was a straight A student, man, 4.0 student. I was skateboarding, BMX, and I was doing my thing, but then I started seeing something else, and it intrigued me. It seemed like it gave me power. It made me feel like I had an identity, I had a name, and so I latched onto that. In juvenile hall, boys ranch, CYA, fire camp, then the feds. You know, broken up while you was in the feds. I went in and out, boop 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 boop, bounced around, and it wasn't until I got to the feds and I met a brother, man, from LA, an older brother, man, who broke me down and as what it meant to be a young black man. I never heard this talk. My grandpa, they didn't tell me shit, man. I was like, I was ready to fade them. You can't tell me nothing. They were squares. But this dude was in there with me, and even though he talked proper, wore his pants up high, he was about the business. And he had lived that life. And when he started making me question things about myself, he broke my pride down, man. He helped chop my ego away.
Yeah.
He challenged me to basketball. And I'm like, oh, man, I play basketball. He said, man, I'll give you 15 and beat you to 20. He was 6'5". I'm 6 foot, 6 foot. And I said, okay, come on, we at Long Park. I make one, I do this and that. I missed one time. He scored 20 times in a row on me. Bro, broke me down, you know, on the yard, man, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm looking around, I'm feeling stupid.
Yeah, he should.
This dude scored 20 points to my,
Yeah.
what, 16, 17, maybe I made 2 baskets.
Just one shot and it was over.
Backed me down every time. He said, man, but that's my ego. And so a lot of you youngsters out there, you got that ego. You got to let that shit go, man.
Yeah, it's what I like to call everybody want to have everyone wants to have status amongst their homies. Who don't want status? But some of us take that need to the extreme. Who don't want status amongst their fellows? Everybody wants to have that kind of status, right?
But go tell them what it means in the pen.
But shit.
It don't mean nothing in the pen.
When you have status, everybody got status. But when it breaks down to it, how does that translate into a resume when it's time to touch down?
That's right.
You know, like I had to humble myself. Come on, dog. I sold a lot of dope, made a lot of money. But when I got out the pen hurt, I'm twirling Verizon wireless signs. I had to forget all that other shit, man. Fuck the status amongst my homeboys. fuck that. You know what I'm saying? I got to do this shit for me. Did nobody do that 17 years? You know, when I was up in Seattle, it was 600 people. 600 people, a whole bunch of people. And when they looked at me, they didn't think that I ever did no wild shit before. But when I counted the amount of years that I spent in prison, you could hear a feather drop. This is the status I want amongst my fellows. The status of being a point of reference. To be that guy that you want to copy so you can produce similar results as me. I want to be that guy whose vibration is so fucking high that you say, okay, damn it, he did it, I've been there, I want to do it too. That's the status I want amongst my fellows, is to be that one that says, here, let me help you. Let me help you.
Yeah.
Let me show you, you know, because the other shit really doesn't mean anything. And if you want to be a weekend baller, so be it. So be it. But it's not about that. It's hard heads go through hard lessons. That's what it breaks down to.
Yeah.
You know, and with you, big Herc, big homie, is you've empowered, you've influenced, you've educated a lot of motherfuckers from all around the planet. You know, can when we were eating dinner that one day, that's the influence. From somebody that do not look like you, somebody in a different age bracket who walks up and says, I love your show, Big Hurt. And you just say thank you. You know, that's the status that you want to spread. That's the status that I want to be a part of. You know, it's the status of keeping people educated.
That's right.
And out of the fucking darkness, you know. I'm passionate about this kind of stuff, dog, and I care. I care, you know, and I would never, ever, 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 ever raise my children in the visiting room. They will never see their dad in the visiting room. You know, now I'm that father that I never had. You know what I'm saying? I get to be that present father in my children's life.
Yeah.
Every goddamn morning I say thank you for this opportunity, you know. And it wasn't always like that, because it's like, why do I get a chance to enjoy this? You know?
That's a beautiful thing, man. You know, I don't have any kids, but I say I got a bunch of kids because a lot of these guys off the internet hit me up. Yet. So, you know, I had to get myself right before I was ready to even make that move. But hey, it's a blessing having you on the show. And like I said, you guys, we're gonna keep you laced up. Big Herc and DJ Verrett. Fresh out.
Peace.